What's the plug?
YouTube, long time no see. Y'all haven't seen me in a while. So today we're gonna be talking about tips, tricks, and hacks to help you lose weight, and things that I've done in the past year to help me go from 330 pounds to 230 pounds. So let's get started. Tip number one, you want to be in a calorie deficit. What a calorie deficit is, it means you are burning more calories than you are consuming. Meaning, if you burn 2,500 calories, you only want to eat 2,000, roughly 2,000. You want to be in the 200 to 500 calorie deficit. So it doesn't matter what diet you choose. You can choose keto, low carb, high protein. It doesn't matter. As long as you find something that works for you and you feel like you can stick with for the rest of your life if you had to. That's the only thing that matters. So let's dive into the basics of fat loss. So 1 pound of fat is equal to 3,500 calories. 1 gram of carbs and protein is equal to 4 calories. 1 gram of fat is equal to 9 calories. So let's get into fat loss steps. So step number one, we need to find our caloric maintenance, meaning the number of calories that we burn in a day just normally, just naturally. So we need to find that first. Number two, we need to pick a calorie deficit. Goes back to what I said in step number one, to find your calorie deficit, what works best for you. A good range is between 250 to 500 calories of what you are burning. Number three goes into step number 2 and 3. We haven't got to step number 3 yet, but it's gonna go into both. Once we get to step number 3, you will see what I mean, which is training hard with high volume and high intensity. It helps maintain your strength and your size and helps you keep as much muscle as possible. And number 4, just finding a plan that you can stick with. Same like I said in tip number 1, find something you feel like if you had to do it for the rest of your life that you could. So, how do we find our deficit? So, you need to do daily weigh-ins, which is the easy way to do it. Which is daily weigh-ins, find your weekly average pounds lost times 3,500 to find that. Then you divide that number by 7 days, because there's 7 days in a week, and then that gives you your daily deficit. Then you can just adjust if needed. We're going to go into step number 2. Prioritizing our protein intake. Prioritizing our protein intake will make sure we maintain our size, maintain our muscle mass, we don't lose as much muscle mass as we possibly could while being in a deficit, because we're not getting a lot of calories, we're not hitting our calorie maintenance, we're eating below that. So therefore, you will lose a little bit of muscle mass, but if we can hit our protein intake goal, it will slow down that process, and hopefully we won't lose as much muscle in the midst of everything. Meaning, if you weigh 150 pounds, you need to eat 150 grams of protein. Meaning you need to eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Number 3, strength training. We want to find us a good strength training program, strength training regimen, whichever one you prefer to call it. However, I recommend doing push-pull legs or training just 3 to 4 times a week. It's simple and easy to follow. You get the most out of everything, and everything changes over. Muscle growth is signal dependent, meaning you have to put it through stress to get it to grow. We can still grow a little bit of muscle while in a calorie deficit. We won't get the maximum potential of muscle we are looking for, but we will get a little bit of something. It is hard, yes, to build muscle in a calorie deficit. It is very hard, but is it possible? Yes. A lot of people say it's not possible, but it is. Now, as far as gaining 2 to 3 pounds of muscle, that's going to take a little bit of time, especially in a calorie deficit. We want to maintain more so than grow when we're in a calorie deficit. Then that leads us to tip number 4. Tip number 4 is a love-hate relationship with a lot of people, myself included, which is cardio. Do your cardio. Cardio will help you make sure that you maintain and stay in a calorie deficit. And then it leads us to tip number 5. Tip number 5 is consistently just do tips number 1 through 4. Consistent and discipline on tips 1 through 4, you'll reach your goals, you will lose your weight, and things will go smoothly for you. I'm gonna list some macro-friendly fast food restaurants that I found myself personally, because as somebody that's always constantly on the go, I don't have time sometimes to cook all my meals or meal prep, which I do prefer to meal prep, and which I do recommend that you cook all your food yourself. That way you know everything that goes into it. You know the exact amount of calories, macros, and all the other good things. I will list a bunch of macro-friendly things that I have found personally myself on the screen, and the calories and the macros for them. As of right now, I'll just list the restaurants. So restaurant number 1, Chick-fil-A. Number 2, Panda Express. Number 3, personally, I don't go there, but I have found other people that have went there, and I've done my research and putting things together and just finding other options that I've gotten from other people, and it is Taco Bell. Number 4 is a hit or miss, and there's only one thing I found from it, and it was a McDonald's. Now, I will say, personally myself, I try to stay away from fast food as much as possible. But like I said, a lot of us are on the go. Sometimes we cannot sit down and cook everything. Sometimes we just don't have time. But I do recommend that you try your best to meal prep and cook all your food at home. This will make sure you reach your goals, especially when it comes to weight loss. Make sure you reach your goals in your weight loss program and the way you want to do and in your weight loss journey. If you enjoyed this video, drop a comment. If there's anything else you have questions for, let me know in the comment section. We can talk about it. Or any other YouTube video recommendations you would like to see, let me know. Like I said, this is my first video back to YouTube, so this is kind of a short video of me getting back into the swing of things. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch y'all next time.